What's up, Beach Club? Long time no see. Sorry for the delays between the videos. I am just been studying a little bit of some ICT price action concepts. So I've been doing a lot of studying on that. So sorry I haven't been around for a couple weeks, but yeah, figured I would just go over a little bit of today's price action on the Bitcoin 5-minute price chart. None of this is financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. Whatever trade you take, it's of your own risk. I'm not telling you to buy or sell anything. That is all on you. So, with that said, got that disclaimer out of the way, and let's move on to the price action. So, as you can see, during the Asian session, and this is key, first of all, we came down off a low and into the Asian session where we consolidated. Then what we did was we came up out of that consolidation, popped up a little bit, get people to go long or short, and short really, come back up, get them to really think long, and then drop the price down. And where did those people set their buy stops? They set them down here. Set down their buy stops. Or right here where this initial move started up into the Asian session. Where'd the price come down to take out those stops on those longs? Down here. So they took out the stops on the longs. And then they came up and took out stops on the shorts. All the way up here. Then we got a rebalance down in here. And now we're in a little bit of a consolidation, but more of an uptrend. So one thing that you can note on days like today where we have CPI data releases is we can take this box here and measure it out, take it all the way out, and we can see that we had this fake out to the upside, and then we had a secondary fake out to the upside. Now that's just the range based off of the Asian high. But if we go to based off the Asian open and the high, which was the high also. But if we move over to the high that was created over here, we can see a better glimpse into what just happened. So we get a fake out to the upside, get some bulls going long, we come down, come back up. All right, now the bulls are really getting long. They put their stop losses here and here. That's where they put their stop losses. So that's what got taken out. And even some stop losses down here as well. But this was probably more of a liquidity grab down here, so that when we come back up, that was a big buy order down there. That's why that shot up so quick. And then it came back down to tap that zone again to grab some extra orders for the long entry before squeezing the shorts to the upside. So something to always watch for on CPI days is they move up or a move down. But today was a move up out of the Asian consolidation box and then a quick drop out of that box. That's to take out any longs that were placed here or any stop losses that were placed below this low as people expected prices to go higher. Then those long stops got taken out, and then we move up. We have people that put in shorts probably up here. They probably should put some stop losses up here on their shorts, and that's why you see this just zoom up like that. So come back down, tap the box, and then now we're just kind of in the daily balance is where we are. So what I'm looking for on a more macro view, let me go ahead and take off the sessions so we can see a little better. If we take a zoom out to the 1 hour, we can see that we came up to this area here. Now, why is this area significant? Let's go back to the 5-minute time frame as it loads. Come on, load. I was just there. I was just there. You should have used the cookies. Where are the cookies? All right, here we go. So we got that. Scroll on over. There we go, right there. So if I go ahead, if it'll zoom in and zoom in, this is on the 5 minute. Now I had a fair value gap placed here, so I must have dropped it all the way down to the 1 minute, because I made that fair value gap really small. So let's take a look. And of course, I'm recording on my iPad, so the ratio isn't going to be 16:9, but that's fine. You can still get the gist of what I'm saying. Where did the price go? Wow. It did not load up fast enough, I guess. Alright, so that was not the high I assumed that I was looking at. So let me just go ahead and back up real quick. My apologies. I thought it was that one that I was looking at, but I guess not. I guess it was... Oh, no, wait. I did have the fair value gap. Sorry, my apologies. What I actually did was I moved it to these two lows over here once the price got in that range. So I moved it between these two lows over here. If we take a zoomed out look, you can see where those lows are. Right there. And it came right up, right in the middle of those two lows over there, okay? So this, to me, is trying to give the retail trader a perception of resistance, as I do believe that we are working out this daily imbalance that had been in here, but now we've kind of worked that out and consolidated, and we should start to see a move back up. And I'm still looking to take out that 25.2K range before we ultimately head all the way back down to the CME gap that's down here around 19,008 something. So that's I think that's where we will go at the very least. Could see it lower. This is the KuCoin price chart, so it's not going to be the same on everybody's. That's just how it goes. All right, so just looking at this on the 4 hour. Now let's go back down. Now let me show you the 5 minute gap and why I entered a short scalp on that gap. So that's where I entered a short scalp, got me a nice little 20%. That gap, let me go ahead and delete these. You can add those later if need be. Now if I can find horizontal ray, so here's the gap. We've got this candle's low right there. We've got that candle's low. And we have this candle's high. And what that does is that creates a gap in this candle right here where orders were not filled. We just came straight down to this candle here, came up, and didn't even take half of this candle back. So that's where we had our fair value gap. And if we move on over to the right, we can see where price ended up right inside that fair value gap. Right up there. That's where I took a short, came down, exited, waited to see if I had an optimal trade entry. So I took the low here, took the break of, took the break of this candle's high here, right there, and then waited for the pull down to the optimal trade entry at the OTE between the 0.79 and 0.62. Caught that long, and I've been riding it ever since. So most of the time I would ride it back up to this swing high here and take some off the table, but since I think we are overall generally bullish, if we still come back down, I might start adding to longs. But I think we're still generally, at least short-term, bullish, and we will be moving out of here. This looks like consolidation before we break higher through this fair value gap and further. So that's what I am looking at. But that's just one way. Wow. Okay. That's just one way you can find a trade. If I go into the 1 minute, guys, go to the 1 minute and I can show you the trade entry on the short. Now, I actually misread the price action, right? So I accidentally misread the price action. So what I did was, but I held on to my short because we were still at the fair value gap. So I expected a rejection from there, and we did get it. But what I was expecting, if I throw my fib back on here, is I took this high and I took this high here that took out this low here, and then stretch that out so we can see better. And then I entered a short right here, right inside the OTE, the optimal trading entry. Now, we did go a little bit higher. Typically, I would have a stop loss here, but I know Bitcoin, and I know how volatile it is, and I know that it likes to do excessive moves, especially at the top of a big move. So it likes to do a little bit more of an excess. So I probably could have waited, but I went ahead, stayed in the trade, had a stop set up here just in case, and then started to watch it fall. Typically, right here would have been the first take profit, and then right here at this low down here would have been the second take profit. And then you can try and write it down lower to the top of that box if you wanted. Of course, if you did, that would have been an optimal trade exit at that point. Now, this is the 1 minute chart, so that was a really quick move down. So if you got out right there, congratulations. You are not lucky. You know exactly what you're doing. I believe in you. So let's go ahead and move over to current price action, see what we're looking like, at least on the 1 minute. Just a bunch of chop, really. Another drop down here. Hopefully maybe taking out some longs that have been placed here. Taking out the stop losses. And now we can start to work our way back to the upside. So that's just what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. So yes, I do expect more upside before downside. So what I'm looking at, or what I'm wanting to happen anyway, is for us to come up. Let me get rid of this fib so we can see a little better. What I'm wanting is for us to come up. Of course, there's going to be probably some resistance up in here. Probably, something crazy like this. Well, the third leg would probably be much higher. So come up, come down, test the bottom of that, come up. People get super bullish thinking, okay, we broke that local macro high. Time to buy. And then what's going to happen? This. When we come back down to here, we could. But I'm thinking we come all the way down to that CME gap, get that thing filled, and then we have a nice long journey out of here. Just a nice long consolidation, accumulation up until the Bitcoin halving. I don't know, but that's just what I'm looking at, guys. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm right, if you think I missed something. I mean, this was just a quick video, so I just kind of wanted to get a little, just wanted to put something out, because it's been a while since I put something out, so I just kind of wanted to put something out. I'm on lunch at work, so, you know, why not put something out? So I do want to point out, I think there was a daily, so we do have a daily imbalance. Well, this is pretty wide range, but I do kind of expect price to come back, at least maybe test this high here. So looking down to right there at about 18,400 essentially. So 18,450. That is basically what I'm thinking. Now, we might hold these lows down here, or we might come down to these lows down here or up here. If you're looking over here to the left of your screen, we might see price come down into that area somewhere in there, do some consolidating before moving back to the upside. That is what I am hoping for, because I think that would be make for a very healthy market. So take out that high, say, hey, all right, we've come up to the premium of the range, our range being from this top to this bottom. That's the range, okay? Midpoint of that range, let's go ahead and throw a, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and throw a fib on it so we can see the midpoint of the range. Top, 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 top. Wow. Top to bottom. Right there. Not quite. That's the one thing about doing this on an iPad. All right. So that's our mid-range right there. Let me go ahead and mark that. So that's the mid-range, which happens to be right where this candle stopped. So after it broke through it, we did meet some resistance at this high here, came down, almost tapped the mid-range of the range, and then continued higher. So that's what I'm looking for. Continue to move higher to the top of the range, break that range, really is what I'd like to see, a break of the range, and then, sorry for this looking so ugly, but, and then we can come down. I don't even know what this green line is. Maybe it's just the top. Is it somewhere on here? Okay, so that's, okay. So that's a fair value gap. We've got kind of between 19.8 and 21.2. So that's what I'm looking for. Come down, and then this can become our next range, is from wherever this top is going to be to wherever this bottom is going to be. That could be the next consolidation range that we work our way through. As such, you know, we just kind of work our way through. This is just random, so until we finally bust out, break the range, and start heading higher, start heading for that $30,000 range. That is what I'm looking at. So if that's something you agree with, let me know. Hit that like button. If you don't agree with it, hit that like button. Or if you really don't agree with it, double click the dislike button, or just click the dislike button. It doesn't really matter. It still helps me because you're engaging. So don't forget to leave a comment section, or leave a comment in the comment section down below if you have something to add or to say, or have a difference of opinion. Tell me why, because I'm always curious to hear other voices, other traders, hear their perspectives, because to me, we're all kind of in this together. So as far as learning trading and just making money, always use proper risk management. Always set your stop loss. Do not invest any money that you cannot afford to lose. Outside of that, guys, happy trading, and I'll see you in the next video. Ride the waves.